This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Of all the events that have played out that we've witnessed on live TV over the course of all of our lives, maybe none has been more impactful or shocking than the insurrection on January 6th, 2021. Maybe no event in the history of the United States since the Civil War has demonstrated the division that we are witnessing in our country, that has been brought about by one man, by Donald Trump and his complicit, seditious Republican Party. And the House Select Committee in early 2021 was tasked with investigating the events of that insurrection, of that attempted overthrow of the United States government. In an attempt to overthrow the government by overturning a free and fair and settled American democratic election. And this week, starting on Thursday, in prime time, the committee is going to be holding hearings that you should watch. You should set aside whatever plans you may have had and watch this hearing, because my gut tells me there's going to be information not only that we haven't heard before that will really lay out a case for conspiracy, that will really lay out the evidence of exactly what took place on that day and the days leading up to that day. And I say all of this, here we are, almost 2 minutes in, to say that this is such a monumental television occurrence, event, if you will, that every single network in the United States, whether they cover politics or news or not, should be covering it. Remember after 9/11, on 9/11, like every channel was simulcasting the news. That's the way this should be. And Fox News has made a decision they're not going to cover the hearings. They're going to pass on massive ratings that they would for sure get to not cover it. If there has ever been a case of a network being a propaganda arm for one political party or another, this is it. I'm going to read from this Deadline article. Fox News Channel won't carry January 6th hearing and instead will move primetime coverage to Business Network, to Fox Business, which doesn't enjoy the same ratings by a long shot as Fox News, as the Big Brother network. By millions and millions of viewers, Fox Business doesn't get it done. So they're gonna put this on a shelf. They're gonna try to ignore the coverage while giving themselves some plausible deniability that, well, as a network family, we did cover it. We just didn't run it on Fox News. When the January 6th committee holds its first primetime hearing on Thursday, Fox News Channel will stay with its primetime lineup of Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Laura Ingraham. The proceedings will air on the Fox Business Network instead. The hearing starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, with broadcast networks planning to preempt their regular scheduled programming to cover the proceedings. As well they should. The very continuation of our democracy hangs in the balance. Every single network has an obligation to cover this. And not just because of its newsworthiness, but because of the implications that will be found for our democracy, for our country, and its continuation. Fox News' Brett Baer and Martha McCallum instead will anchor the coverage on Fox Business, joined by Shannon Bream for a 2-hour reaction special starting at 11 p.m. Eastern. Fox News is also offering live streams without authentication and feeds to Fox broadcast affiliates of the coverage. Carlson, Hannity, and Ingraham all have attacked the committee investigation, and Carlson has advanced a conspiracy theory about its origins with a documentary called Patriot Purge. So rather than run the ever important findings of this particular committee on Fox News, they're going to run Tucker Carlson's show, the liar, the mental midget, the coward, the white supremacist conspiracy theorists. That's who they're going to run. Fox News figures also have found themselves the topic of the committee's work. The committee has released text messages from January 6, 2021 that Hannity and Ingram sent to Donald Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows, urging him to get the president to take steps to quell the riot. Fox News said the primetime programs will cover the hearings as news warrants. News warrants, Fox News. The news warrants you to cover this, but you are complicit in the conspiracy. Many of your employees were communicating with the White House that day. Many of your employees campaigned for Donald Trump in violation of your own rules that you did not follow, that you did not enforce. Gross. So I can tell you where I will be on June 9th, on Thursday. Get my days mixed up here. I will be watching. And then Friday will be a slate of videos covering what was talked about and what was uncovered by these hearings. In fact, today's videos, all of today's videos, they start with this, and then we're going to talk about what Jamie Raskin, Democratic congressman from Maryland, here in the DMV, here in the DC area, what he has said about this committee, what to expect. Talking about the conspiracy that will be laid out. That'll be next. And then a story about Trump's fake Georgia electors that were sworn to secrecy because they knew what they were doing was illegal, and if it got out, there would be problems. And then followed up by Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Proud Boys, being indicted and charged with seditious conspiracy. In other words, a conspiracy to overthrow the government of the United States of America. Right. Stand back and stand by, Proud Boys. Seditious conspiracy for a drinking club. Clowns. Anyway, what do you think about this? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I appreciate your time and attention. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok, at Dollemore. And if I do something for you that you appreciate, give you some news, give you information to go into your week or to end your week with, please consider supporting my work, helping produce what I do here. You can click the join button below this video, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.